Hi everybody, this is Spring, the fiber enthusiast, back with a new tutorial. It is a knitting stitch tutorial. Today's tutorial is called the bamboo stitch. It looks like bamboo stalks. This is a fun pattern. It's very easy to do. It is a 2-row repeat. Your multiples of 2. Today's tutorial, I am using a lightweight number 4 worsted weight yarn with a circular needle, which is a US 8 or 5.5 millimeter. I have already cast on 18 stitches for today's tutorial and knitted 1 row. I've placed a stitch marker after the first stitch and before the last stitch. Those are my salvage edge stitches. If you have watched some of my previous knitting tutorials, you'll know that I like to have some type of edging salvage stitch in the tutorial. Those salvage edge stitches I knit every single time. A very easy repeat. Let's go ahead and knit that first salvage edge stitch. I will repeat a couple rows with you just to give you a good idea. Okay, so here is our row 1 stitch pattern. Yarn over your needle. And now you can yarn over from front to back or from back to front, whichever is more comfortable for you. I always tend to end up doing it from front to back. I'm sure there is a quote knitting rule of front and back. I know you need to bring your yarn to the front if you're going to purl the next stitch. However, I found that it works when I knit too, so that's completely up to you. You find what works best for you. I tend to do things differently, and it works for me. And as you can see, it worked. I mean, there might be patterns where it doesn't. But at any rate, yarn over the needle. Knit the next 2 stitches. Pass your yarn over those 2 knitted stitches. And that's your repeat for row 1. Yarn over, knit 2, pass your yarn over those 2 knitted stitches, yarn over, knit the next 2 stitches, pass your yarn over those 2 knitted stitches, yarn over, knit 2, pass. Yarn over, knit 2, pass. Yarn over, knit 2, and pass. Yarn over, knit 2, and pass. So basically, it's like you're making 1, knitting 2, and then removing that extra 1 you made by placing it over those 2 knitted stitches, giving you this bar across those 2 stitches. Okay, now I'm just going to knit that salvage edge stitch. and turn my work over. That is the end of your row 1. Row 2 is just as simple as purling all of the pattern stitches. So I'm going to knit my selvage edges, transfer my yarn to the front, and purl every stitch to my next stitch marker. Now remember, this pattern is multiples of 2, so as long as you have a multiple of 2, you can use this pattern. Continue knitting across this, or continue purling across till we get to our last stitch for our selvage edge. Transfer that stitch marker over and knit that selvage edge stitch. Turn your work over, and then you repeat rows 1 and 2. I'll work across row 1 again and row 2 again. So knit 1, slip your stitch marker, yarn over, knit 2, pass your yarn over the 2 knitted stitches, and that's the repeat. Yarn over, knit 2, 1 and 2, and pass that yarn over the top of them 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 1, 2, and pass the yarn over those 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 2, pass that yarn over your 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 2, pass your yarn over those 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 2, pass that yarn over your 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 2, pass your yarn over those 2 knitted stitches. Yarn over, knit 2, and pass that yarn over those 2 knitted stitches. And now we will knit that last selvage edge stitch. Turn your work over, knit the selvage edge stitch, that is if you're working with one, and purl all of your pattern stitches. So purl across to your last stitch. I'm really liking this because it's so simple and super cute. I think it'd be fun in a blanket with a bunch of other different stitch patterns. I've been designing in my head the next blanket with this in mind. Okay, pass that stitch marker and knit that last selvage stitch and turn your work over. And there you have it, the bamboo stitch pattern. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please let me know down in the comments section. Remember, there's no right way, no wrong way, there's your way. So don't be too critical on yourself if you do things slightly different. We are all different. Until next time, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye, everybody.